Hey there, beloved family of light. Sorry about the voice. I've been purging through my throat chakra and my nose for the couple of few days, and this has felt like a strong ending of the cycle because whenever I push through the energy, as I push through this cycle, then I always also physically let something go. So I have this purging. It's very funny because I haven't had this symptoms of flu or cold since probably a few years. And ever since I started my awakening journey, I was never sick. And now there was this few days of feeling like this. And I was asking myself, well, why? So basically, also the answer that I have received was because my vibration dropped a bit recently due to the so many errands and things we had to do more physically. And the nature of my spirit is always like needing to be outdoors or needing to be writing and tapping into my source self, just getting the guidance through, just sharing it with everyone, and just it's who I am. So whenever I neglect that for a while, I just fall in vibration a bit. So I need to come back. And sometimes when there's imbalance is a bit too strong, sometimes we need a day or more. So today I'm home alone and I'm really excited. I already danced. I already had my inner practices, so to say, that just come to me naturally, intuitively, just spontaneously. So I really feel excited about this. I already also got, I got a present, these crystal wands. This one is selenite one with a little bit fluorite, and this is Auralite 23, and this has all been sent to me as a gift from a sister of light, Robbie, from Canada. So thank you so much. This is such a lovely gift. The moment I touched these crystals, although they were coming, through coming through mail, and gathering a lot of energy, picking up a lot of different energy there, they felt so beautifully as I touched them, and it just had them like this, and I was typing, sitting at my computer desk, and then I just put them, and then I had tingles all over me, all over my crown chakra and the heart area, and everything just felt so great. So I guess the finally arriving of this crystals, which took so long, and they were held at the customs also, really kind of let me know that the holding process, the new cycle is also beginning, the new healing cycle. Although, I don't believe in healing because everything is already healed and whole. It's just our integration of this inner knowingness. So I also get this card today. It's in Slovene, but the you can see the image. It's time to leave, so that always represents and is connected to an ending of a certain cycle. So the cycle, the ending and the beginning of a new cycle are at reach. And you can see this by this beautiful image, of forging forward. And this reminds me of from the movie Lord of the Rings, Gandalf, when he's pushing through with his staff. And Yanni and I did a few funny videos, and I was imitating Gandalf with that, from that scene when he just opens the light with the staff, and just really all these messages are coming through. And my writing was open again, the channel was open again, because lately I just felt so suppressed in my writing, and I was like, why don't I receive any inspirations? Why can't I just really tune into it? And I really felt deep change coming, not just for myself, for all of us. Things are changing, and I had a few very deep conversations with Yanni about this, because so many things in our lives are changing right now. The thing how we are going to share is changing, because we're now going to do our own personal blog, and I will transform, not stop, but transform some of the things within Ascension Pioneers. And forum was the first step towards this change, because now I would like to receive questions there, not so much people asking me personally via email. I would like, questions to be asked to all of us here. It's more about co-creation and exchanging of wisdom and our own inner knowing than just, question and reply to Polona at ascensionpioneers.org. So the thing is, everything is changing. We're coming into this new awareness that I have felt for a while now. And I really felt this change. Like this, someone wrote yesterday that we can't stay pregnant forever. And this was so true. It felt like this pregnancy that just didn't come, that wasn't cultivated, wasn't reaching its final point, wasn't like, how would you call that? I don't know, but it wasn't finalized in a way, So I had so much to do in my life, and ever since Yanni moved in, it was constant, you know, moving of energy, cleansing, purging, going to these errands and this and that, and changing the webpage for Ascension Pioneers, and doing the forum, and doing the logos, and doing the banners, and doing, you know, learning new stuff. I have learned so much new about how to create web pages. But the thing is, you know, this brings a lot of toll on our body. So in my vibration, because I'm more used to being always in my spirit mode and always open and connected, you know, and just in this beautiful state of being or writing, then my energy decreased a bit because the balance was a bit distorted. And now the planets, as I've said, have moved directly. And yesterday I was lying in bed and I said to myself, but why don't I still feel that inner gist, inner passion and excitement and enthusiasm like I used to? And I think to myself, well, probably because, you know, something still hasn't shifted. And I'm like, well, the planets have shifted. Why am I not shifting? And Yanni has told me this a few days ago, that it's not always just like it shifts and it shifts and it shifts right away in a moment, in an instant, because there's so much energy we're working with and paving through. And so much needs to be cleansed on the global level as well. Golden, yeah, as well, because we're all golden masters. But it really is true. Sometimes we're so you know, pushy with ourselves. So I am sometimes, you know, tending to be like that, because I'm always like, oh, I always need to do something. And whenever there's like a few days when I just need to rest, I'm like, I'm bored. I don't want to lay in bed. I don't want to just drink tea. I want to do something. I want to write. I want to create, because my spirit is always so fast and I want change to come fast. But as I tell all of you, it goes the same for me. All change comes in divine order and divine timing, and all transformation is happening accordingly. Because the thing is, you know, today I have heard from someone saying, well, a few people have said that this purging process will last for 3 more months. And I'm thinking, well, you just can't put an end date to this. And that, as I wrote about this today, and I said that, you know, we cannot put a label or an end date to something like purging and cleansing of the planet, because this is a huge process that just is a huge undertaking. And we have come here to be these pioneers that don't always have it easy, but it just doesn't happen overnight. You know, there's significant changes happening in my own life as well. And sometimes I'm not inspired. I don't feel the best inspiration people think I am, because I have my own moments of purging as well, because I'm attuned to the planetary and galactic and universal cycles, just as all of you. So sometimes we just need to take time out, just rest, let it go, and see where we're heading next towards the horizon. So please don't put any labels to when this purging is supposed to end and where's this, how many more months we have to go, because then you're totally going to be focused on the end result, on the goal. But our Ascension journey is not about goal. There isn't any goals, because there'll always be a next one. When you get there, there's a next one. Like I shared with all of you, last year my major manifestation was to reunite with my beloved, and I did. This year, 2013, the theme I feel is moving to the countryside. Just, you know, just getting out there, just changing my physical reality bit by bit. You know, I don't know, 2011, my main theme was, you know, establishing Ascension Pioneers, and it's how it's ongoing. And the purging is within all of these phases, because every cell, like I've stated in my last video, needs to be transcended. And this is how we're transforming step by step. And whenever we think, oh, we have this grand goal there waiting for us, we have to remember that we can only know and be divinely guided about the next step in our journey, and then the next step, and then the next one, because there's no skipping steps. You know, this is how divine ascension goes in a spiral, and I've been talking about this many times. So this card, the meaning that it has for me, this marching forward, is, you know, and it's all pink, you see, and I had this desire to wear everything pink. If you don't believe, I also have pants in my favorite fuchsia pink color. And I just felt the need to be wrapped around this bubble of self-love, because there was so much, not healing, I won't say healing, but so much purging that was going on lately for all of us. And that's why I constantly share about symptoms and everything. And so give you the opportunity for you to share yourselves, what is happening with you in your own bodies. And, you know, do that sometimes, because your bodies need that. The body is the slow manifestation, you know, that needs more time. The spirit is fast. The mind, sometimes it's stubborn, you know, but the heart is the barrier, the bridge barrier between all of that. It carries the information through. Why there's a lot of water right now required in this process and always in the purging, because water is the transmitter of information. It carries the information through. Also, it's important in our food not to extract water from it. Like, you know, I don't resonate with people who dehydrate their food, because you take away all the water, which is the the most important ingredient, because it carries all the information that is in the food or everywhere else in the environment around us. So whether within or without, we need that to be transferred through these crystals. So also these crystals, you know, they're not something separate from us, and we're not supposed to rely on them to give them, you know, this is our source of power and this is my wand and I'm going to be like Gandalf now. it's just it just serves as energy amplifier. And now we're in the stage when we are not just talking about things anymore, but we're really changing in the way that we give things the proper meaning in our life. We see, aha, this variation of creation serves for this purpose. So now I'm gonna shift my energy there. You know, where thought goes, energy flows. So although we're not just our thoughts, we're beyond more, and we're beyond just multidimensional. We're eternal, infinite, and we still need to know that thoughts are important here, you know, and how we think about ourselves and the world is always a reflection of our inner state. So, due to all these changes that are happening around, basically in my life, the most huge transformation is that I would like to directly embody physical things more. So I no longer feel inspired so much in this city suburbia area. I feel to move to nature, to actually literally move this year. There will be a lot of things I'll be needing to do. And lately we have had so much work, you know, with all the cleansing, like I said, with web page work, with just constant hours spent like that. And I was, like I said, neglecting some of the things I do, you know, just as a divine messenger. And sometimes this has brought me to where I am now, and I don't regret it because that was a needed phase. Recently, I read about the light body activations, and they're in stages, and the initiations are in stages, and I was always speaking about the same things, and that's why I resonated with that article, and it's shared on my personal Facebook profile if you will log on to Polona. And you can see it there. And it's really beautifully explained there. We're not skipping steps. Every level brings certain knowingness, and then we need full integration of it through our physical experience. Without it, it's void, it's nothing, you know. You can stay in spirit if you're just gonna have that inner knowing. But now it's just like this wake-up call. And someone has written on this note that I will read to all of you now about these changes that are happening within me and all around me as I feel them, because within and without are one. This someone said that it's like I would be saying, fly birds, fly, you know, and I do. I am saying to all of you, beloved Ascension Pioneers, don't just wait anymore, you know, find out what is in your heart, then try to make the changes. Although you might say, oh, it's difficult, I don't have the funds, I don't have the research, I don't know, you know, I'm not good in doing research about it, where it's best, when it's best, how you can do it, how you can, you know, move into the new more, how you can move into new communities. I've been reading a book from Salva Kelly, and he oftentimes talks about, you know, shifting in community. Everyone who is moving with the new and the new earth is going to change location, you know, closer to mountains, closer to nature, and just growing our own food, becoming self-dependent, no more relying on the system, which half of us already are not, you know, mostly not. And that's why I say to you, you know, find out, become self-empowered, find these tools, find the resources, because they're everywhere. You might not always get the first step. For instance, if I move right now, it might not be the end result to my entire life. It not might be the house that we will build for our own, you know, with the total natural materials and everything. All of this is happening already here, but in a very, very small amount of percentage, because the larger mass of people is not allowing it yet. That's why it is like it is. But that's not an excuse for us not to do the changes in our lives. If we're going to wait for someone else to do it, how are, you know, light communities ever going to start formating? They won't. So this is like an invitation for myself and for all of you to not be scared what this will bring for the old, but just grow your inner passions and make the steps that don't always seem easy, that you don't always have all the answers to. Like for me, I don't have the answers as to how this apartment will be sold, if anyone will buy it. If I just have to trust in this divine intuition and divine connectedness of everything in divine creation. I just have to start trusting and have to keep on trusting. So endless faith is what is needed from all of us. And I really feel so excited when I hold this crystal. I don't know what kind of energy it has, but I don't know if you can connect to it when you see it, but it's just really beautiful. Anyway, guys, I wanted to read, you know, because I don't want to explain everything, but I want to read you the segment that I wrote yesterday for all those of you who are not reading my posts regularly. And I just feel that there's going to be some new way of guiding you. It's going to be more like in how to approach these things. Now we have all been saying so many things. We have said what we have said, and on a certain level of awareness, I feel this has now transpired. So now it's time to move to the next stage. And sometimes people get scared and say, oh, but then you're going to disappear and you're no longer be here doing what you do. I will, but in a new form, because change is the only constant anyway. So without further ado, I would like to read to all of you what I wrote. I think I have to copy it in Word file because these letters here are too tiny for me. You cannot see them. So this is what I will do. I hope you can give me a moment. Maybe you should admire the crystal in between as I do this work. So I'm just gonna make the letters a bit larger so I can read them. And here it goes. Beloved Divine Companions, I have begun with Ascension Pioneers back in the late summer of 2011. In 2012, I met and reunited with my beloved Yanni, and you might know him if you've seen the video. And now we're walking this path together as one. Since then, I have talked about so many subjects within the Ascension journey, mostly self-empowerment and freedom of being, true authenticity, divine guidance, the nature of physical ascension, diet and nutrition, the higher self, and the I am presence, and many other subjects within divine principles of creation. Whatever I write or talk about comes from my own inner experience, and it is mostly based on raising our awareness, which is the key to everything. Of course it is. My main focus is also purity of the heart, which opens the doors to embodiment of our source self. A part of my purpose on this level of awareness was to speak about this in public and oftentimes provide personal guidance on the path of awakening. Now, I feel this is shifting a great deal because I feel differently now. I feel that we can continue to talk and talk, but for me, this no longer works. Everyone is at their own level of awareness and pace of shifting in vibration. But I have found myself at a major threshold where certain things just no longer work and don't bring the same excitement and fulfillment anymore. For me, I feel it's time to not just talk about, but be the change in the world, the physical manifestation of all that I have felt for quite some time now, and many others as well. So this year brings a great shift and new challenges for me and all of us. Recently, me and my beloved had a lot of physical work focused around the community of Ascension Pioneers, but now we're entering a new kind of field work. The first challenge we're facing now is selling our apartment and move somewhere in the country where we can be in nature, close to our mountains, and grow our own food. This is the way of the new, the natural way of living, where we no longer depend on the system, and we continue to pave the way for the new. We are the ones who have come here for this reason particularly, and although it's not always easy, it's a definite must. So, my heart is choosing to sing a new song as I'm simply no longer happy in the city suburbia, and I only yearn for a new home in nature where I can embody my true self ever more. This is what I am mostly guided towards right now, and I don't know how much it will change my role within Ascension Pioneers, but I trust in my heart and its inner knowing. On this current level of being, I have said just about everything, which is true when I have been going through my videos for the forum, and I have nothing more to give on that level. I need to move to the next step where I can continue to give and receive within the new. Nothing ever stays the same, so I'm actually truly looking forward to all the upcoming changes. And I invite everyone to stop just talking as well, as it's time to start walking or talk. Let us become the true pioneers that we have come here to be. So that is my own encouragement for myself and for all of you. And please know that this change will also include my blog with Yanni, which will be the Diary of the Beloveds, which I already mentioned in my previous 1 or 2 videos. But because I was a bit, in a purging stage, I wasn't able to attend to it. So we're going to publish it this week. We're also going to send out a new newsletter, and it will be shared there as well. We will see what other newness waits there. I think that the blog that I'll publish in this newsletter that will be within Ascension Pioneers might be just the last one of those kind, because I would like to more share our experiences within our union and how we get things moving in our physical lives. So we really want to share ourselves, our life, how we come to awarenesses, how we integrate them, how we embody things, how we make things in the physical to flow, within all that is. I would just like to say one more thing that yes, our videos are starting this week as well, probably. We have already recorded some things. Some things were without sound because there was too much wind in nature, because yeah, we like to record in nature together, but there was too much wind, so the material is not usable and we'll have to record it again. So I guess everything happens in divine timing. We just have to trust it. Even now, I wasn't guided to really speak anything before, but today, now, I feel really excited. So one more thing, know that it's not just our own will when we want things to change, when we want them to shift, but we have to be patient because we're within the grander cycles that have their own will as well. So the path of ascension is for moving to this free will zone and just my personal demands to a greater, refiner, more subtle, more expanded divine will of all that is. I greet you all with my heart and come share in our forum of exchange. There's already over 100 people there within a week or so. I'm really proud of that. It usually takes a while for forums to become alive, but everything is working smoothly. People are sharing, and I'm really glad. And there's so much newness already. Just have to open our eyes to see. And sometimes we just gotta give ourselves a bit time to be just with ourselves, to spend just with ourselves. So take care, my beloved Ascension Pioneers, and I'll talk to you soon. Maybe next time you'll see Yanni here as well. Bye. Take care. I love you all.